Yeah, I tell you, if I got $100 or I got $100 million, you can't know. I is the regular and ordinary and things would slip me.
Sure.
You understand?
Empty vessels make the most noise, so you know.
Things would slip me, and you got more and more people need to validate themselves in certain way. They need to oppress people. They need to stamp on people. And here now, not to say I don't blow me own hand. I just blow me hand. Me ain't got no time. If it needs be, if it relates to the business, if it's in a discussion, I can let you know. Ain't no secret. But I'm saying I could be here. You understand? I really contain myself.
Right.
Enjoy this thing and or remember an experience and don't have to tell. Now, so me partner Gary, let me get a laugh at Gary in the days of the Chinese. We got the days of the Chinese shop. And the Chinese shop, this is a fact, this is not beating any race or anything. So a period of time, the Chinese shop, most Amerindian girls used to work at the Chinese shop. Right? All the Chinese shop, the waiters was Amerindian girls. Gary used to be a driver salesman for food bags for BPAT. No, not BPAT. Patson. Opposite guy gas station for share.
Right.
So he gonna go now see link up. You understand? Every night now, bro. Me, Gary had here how this thing is work.
You reckless banner.
So you link up a thing. Now I got a personal thing that I have. If I find a girl and I going through, let me say going through different girls, but I find a thing, there's a nice thing. She got a stable job, she got her hair done. So I pick she up in the night. And I got with she and I say, man, Gary, you forget a thing. So Gary's this week, man, not me. Are you ready for get married? I take like half it. So she setting up a friend every night for Gary. Every night Gary get to the next one. He's this week, man. I there he. It's me, you, baby. When Gary reach a thing that he feel he could hold on to and thing, I zap this one and I turn this week, man. So Gary girl now finding a girl for me. Gary's so happy to find a lesbian girl thing. A girl, well, a swinger. She wasn't a lesbian, she was a swinger. And I can remember time I go and I link up with a thing, and by the time I say, man, I just go outside and I say, man, I say, yo, I said, this girl, me know you tell she, but she in the po who we there on. Next thing when I turn around, I see Gary girl up tap me girl, romancing shit. You understand?
That's Gary.
Get them ready, right? I see what I think gone in the room. So having a life like that, Gary would love to talk about it. When I'm speaking to Guyanese and I'm telling them the difference between wrong and right, I come from a vantage point of experience. Wild experiences. Crazy. I've slept with 6 women in one day. And not accidental. I running through and calculating, well here, I can hit here, I can hit there, I can hold mission. Specifically for hit a target to say.
8 was me.
Well, 6. I didn't have more than 6 women at the time. You understand? I might have do a train. I would have let her run a train for me if I could find 40 women.
Of course.
You understand? But there was only 6 women that I knew. And the escapade, the episode end in a night in a bush. Right? Because one was a thing I had to catch in a bush. I used to climb up a toilet pipe with one hand.
I like them ones who went through World War II, come back.
Right.
I like them.
Freaky.
Yeah, I love them.
I don't kiss them.
All of that
You got
being
some story
said,
about 2 hours and a mom makes you can't walk and you fall up in a car. I like I want to do the too. Last time I want to I can't do it. So I like that. I like them freaky girls.
I like variety, but you can't hear me story at all. Can't hear me story at all.
listen, man.
No, for me, right?
Audience love Michael.
Eu falo português, eh?
They're in love right now, so you.
Brasileiro, mulher brasileiro, amor.
We buy
Amor.
Here, but here I tell you.
I had my fair share.
Arctic Blast.
Yeah, fair share.
Even I right now,
Equal?
I've been like a 7.
Arctic Blast?
Yeah, fair
Here
share,
now.
right?
Listen to me.
But
I had a
again,
Brazilian girl. A partner, I guess so.
Different.
cock up like fry eye.
Right,
And I like thinking, you's a boy or a girl?
Different.
You got shoes with you there. What kind of experience is this?
Different. Them
Yes, sir.
Latin women different.
Yeah, I tell you? Crazy experience.
But
As a Brazilian girl, the first girl who I ever get into experimenting with different holes.
no, different.
Was
That's
a
different.
Brazilian girl that wanted to do certain things to shit. Very first time in my life, I ever tried something different. This was when I was like 16 years old at Red Dragon.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
talking
You
about
were
Red
trick.
Dragon.
You were trick.
Talking about Red Dragon, I am present. And only recently, me and Mark Vera and the boys were talking. And I'm the first man I know stripped in Red Dragon and screwed on the stage in Red Dragon.
That was you?
You know.
Yeah, remember this?
You know the story?
I remember the story.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
That was you? Yeah.
On the stage. Well, here laugh now.
That was it.
I had a friend. I had a big man friend. I heard the man tell me. The man said, what's happened? Them girl just come and go wrong and get everybody up. There's pass around here a suck, right?
Yeah.
So if you get it hard, you could get for fuck. So me free fuck, right? So me partner tell me, a big man friend I used to line with them time now. Tell me, man, you know you can get a free fuck from me. And he knows I was a man there on the road. I stopped me car on the road.
Where we gotta do?
And they fucking on the road and fucking with the bonnet and running naked on the seawall and that kind, right? So he know he's a freak. So he invite me. Well, you know, the gap banner, the girl coming down now checking everybody. So you remember the man just zip down and pull out the thing? And nobody can get in them because banning accustomed to the in front of the banner.
Yeah,
By the time she reached me,
You got
fucking
that.
with a bono. Yes, sir. So the girl now, because she watching a dicks, she going through so, watching down at dicks. Right? So when she reached me, the first time she run into a hard dick in this place, she watch up now to see who. So when she watch up, I stand up, pick she up, carry she because they had the catwalk. Rush she for the catwalk and I start up right there.
Yeah, this story.
I heard the story. I heard the story.
Jump on the stage. My
20 years later, you learn this.
First man went into Red Dragon. Yeah, I'm the first man.
Yeah, I hear the story.
First, you see them sitting down for them.
Because you know that's the only
Yeah.
time.
They had
That
a
is
girl
the
and they had a
only
girl
time.
and they used to do a thing with a cigarette.
Cigarette.
A
Never hear
cigarette.
Huh? No, here it's very difficult for men, and people don't know this.
Yeah.
It's very difficult
true.
for men to get it up
Around
in front of
other men.
other men.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, sir.
It's true.
Partner, me, you know what I tell you? I get it. So when I ready, I ain't got no fucking time. If me won't ready, I ready for action.
Charlotte Street one, you know. Charlotte Street.
Olympia.
Olympia. And they had three
I
girls
just strip
that
club
want me all the
connoisseur.
time. I take off all the clothes, my pants, just got to have the shorts alone. I want to come with the car and put it down by function. But every single fucking body got big circle watching me.
Yeah.
And I just
It's very pressuring. It's
Shy
very
really.
pressuring.
Shy
But me,
really.
here up now. I'm an only child. Right? And I don't know if it's because I've always been alone. As a young man coming up, I've always been alone. It's me school friend named Stephen teach me to pump, to masturbate, right? Taught me to masturbate. And from since then, man, you ever tell the man, carry me home and said, man, use pump? I said, no, what's pump? So the man carry me home and he said, I got paper, old paper, we put the paper on the thing. And he stand upside me, I stand upside and he showing me, he said, when I do the fucking thing, so I was about 12 or so. I did the first fire.
Electricity.
And the thing fire ass up. I said, Jesus Christ, what is this? It was the most amazing feeling. I could remember Lagrange. I used to live in Lagrange. I pump a time so much that I pump and fart to sleep, get blackout just up with me little lolly behind. Must be about 8 or 10 times in succession. I can remember you're getting the ejaculation feeling but nothing coming.
But I skipped the whole pump stage. I actually, when I was 12 years old in school, a girl brought me up.
It was rape. You gotta go to therapy. It was
She
rape.
started, literally, a girl started coming.
Sian, you were sexually molested. You need to
And
go to
she used to
therapy.
carry me for section.
No, but she and you was the same age?
Yeah. But she was
Nah.
already.
Nah, you think you know.
What's that?
You're the same age?
Not that.
No, not.
Don't call him.
Okay.
Them memories come
I
back.
just got
Somebody and the wife Sit down watching it,
Now
bro.
what?
I hear
Now I said. This is not
Hear how
what.
this thing will work out.
But you know-
Well, hear how this thing will work out. Imagine, just moments before, there's somebody telling their husband, yeah, me and Cooler went to school together in the same time.
Like that, just like he got it.
It's called a Freudian slip. You wear the things.
So here's what happened.
Bleep powder.
She fucked up. She used to date boss men and these things there. Was one of them young hottie guys.
Nah.
That
Nah.
is what happened. It just happened.
She ain't no single arrest, you fuck yourself. Them conduct is a fuck all them gal. When we be playing like boyfriend or following girl home and all that thing, them conduct the fucking gal, them school gal land.
Yeah, it's long now.
It's all $20.
But even got a term for this, call them gallus. Gallus is men who sleep with school girls and age
This gallus?
Yeah,
No.
This is the definition?
Anymore.
No.
Gallus.
It's a horrible thing. This is
Anybody
jail is-
write themselves as
this
gallus
Jail is for them.
This is pedophilia.
is actually men who were known to sleep with
Nobody, that kind of
school
behavior is despicable behavior, buddy. I have no qualms about that.
girls. No, remember that.
As a grown man, right? If a little child, even if a little child is sexualized, And the command to you?
No.
I
wrong.
mean, we all has even said that something is wrong with these men. Them.
No, but something is wrong. Here why?
Wrong.
You know I had the video this morning on my episode
So,
with the girl said.
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
your, what
fucking
video?
weird.
What
So
video?
a guy was a big man.
A big man.
A poor voice.
50.
So you get glasses and he's sucking on the glasses, the thing, the
Yeah.
area, right?
Yeah.
So, watching the girl, watching under the girl's skirt. Then all like peeping under the girl's skirt. When the girl realizes going, the girl start videoing him.
Uh-huh.
You understand? And the people out there, one of them styles wrong by his story area, right?
Mm.
So the girl do the video, send the thing. I talk about it on the morning program. I had it on the morning
A big
program.
man.
Put in
Fucking
jail.
pervert.
That is pedophile.
You understand? The thing is,
Even trying
how
to
I
stop
know
shit.
something is wrong is I see men looking, you know, when at time I get a rude awakening and know I can't make a mistake if I wanted to.
Mm.
I run in the road
Mm.
looking for something. Running to a little red thing. Somewhere on Share Street.
Mm.
This is 25 years ago. I was about 18.
Mm.
Right? I still read them. I mean, paying attention night time, right? So I said, we're going, how are you doing, baby? Jump in the car, let's go for a drive. I see she walking on the road, come and get a drop home, right?
Mm.
You all jump in the car. She said, where you going this late and stuff? She said, going by her auntie. So I said, well, tell me I get a drop. Where you walk in and think fine, but she, right? It's about 11 o'clock the night. And I reached across and I touch, rest my hand on your legs.
Mm.
Right? But you know, I playing along with she game.
Right.
But I know 11 o'clock at night you walk in and now she dressed alone and think. I
Late in
know
the night.
She hustling, right?
Mm.
I looking for pick a fear. Them time though. Panel, when I touch this girl's legs, felt the tenderness of it.
Child.
I get fucking chills, Bano.
Child.
I try to figure out how to get she stunt out of this car, not offend she stunt, and make sure she see me car number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm telling you? I get panic right away. Me see
Child.
this girl face yet, you know.
Yeah.
When I touch this girl foot and feel how she foot soft, I said, Jesus
Child.
Christ, what's this? I
Yeah.
was 18 them time, you know.
Mm.
I average
But you
she
still
was
got the
about
presence of mind.
15, 16 or 14 or something. Like, I ain't fucking care.
Yeah.
I can't handle them.
Yeah.
Young girls, like Siripata College, the teachers them does wear a uniform there.
Mm.
Anything with uniform, I don't pay
Yeah.
attention to. For some reason, I find a woman
No.
with a uniform repulsive.
It is. As it should
Naturally.
be. As it should be.
Yes, and bear in mind,
Grown man.
I was 18. I firing. It's fair I picking.
Mm.
They ain't got no discipline in whores.
Yeah.
You understand? And being a whore,
Mm.
you looking for fuck to make a mark.
Equal
When I
opportunity.
put me hand, partner, I didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Right away, all I started thinking is how I could get this girl out of the car. Make sure it's not offended and she don't check me car number. I went into panic. I could remember dropping she off on Camp Street when New Driving used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And I turn off my car lights
Yeah.
and pull up the headlamp because the brake light alone don't come out, but none of the parkers come out to see
You
the
can't see
number
that,
plate, so
yeah.
I drop she off, give she a raise on driveway.
Men who go after these underage girls and stuff. It's like something is
It's a
wrong
pathology.
mentally.
It is a
Now,
pathology.
We understand this. As soon as you meet them, you talk to them. You just kind of like look at this person, like, you know, really wrong going on with this man, really.
No, but it's a pathology. But at the same time, again, there are young girls that are sexualized young, right? But that don't mean it absorbs your responsibilities and
Yeah, just them.
exactly. You got to be the adult.
No, but if a young girl approaches you aggressively,
Right.
and there are some out there that are very aggressive,
Very.
and you don't find that repulsive,
Check yourself.
something is wrong.
Yeah.
You understand?
Check
Right
yourself.
away, as a man,
Right.
you gotta calculate, bam. Again, we're talking about two things. Underage in the true sense of and when the laws were adjusted from maybe 13 to 15 across the world, it was based on maturity,
Right.
and a girl actually
capacity.
yes, biologically being formed well, right? Being able to be productive and really be a woman.
Right.
You understand? And everything mentally, physically being formed well for her, right? So there are some girls that come up earlier. But there are two things a man, or at least a Guyanese man, should know. I don't know what's going on in other countries, but two things a Guyanese man should know. Age of 16, a young girl can't give consent.
Right.
You understand? She gotta be 16 and over.
Right.
16 and under, she can't give consent. And again,
15.
no,
No, you just said 16.
16 and under.
So that means
16 and under, yes.
16.
Under 16. Under
Even
16
on her
over.
16th birthday, going up to 18, she can't give consent to she teacher, a man who would have groomed her and all them things. Is 18 really the age?
Legally?
You understand? It is 18 at 16. A 16-year-old going to school can't get consent 16, 2 weeks. Can't get consent to she teacher. Because he would have been considered as grooming her.
It has happened a lot.
Program her.
A lot of grooming.
You understand? And if a man doesn't see, and what happens? I think a lot of times the line is crossed between grooming and reasoning. Because by nature, men does
So
reason.
you think there's any link between the same thing here what we're talking about with any girl who's like we were just angry birds?
No,
If
oh, no,
they-
well,
one of these people are growing up
No, but-
with that anger towards men from early.
what starts is trauma. I
Most
don't think it's not
angry
random.
birds, most angry birds, I
random.
can tell you, you rarely find an angry bird that is not a mother. So it can't be the early thing. It is really direct trauma as a result of it. Right? Abused women act differently. They act differently. They do lash out towards men, but they don't pontificate. Abused women, they got their issues, they're gonna say their issues, but they're willing, they're not a part of the Angry Bird movement. If you look at the Angry Bird, most Angry Birds say, well, I got a job and I could take care of it, I don't need a man.
You know, this is for time I hear somebody call
The
them
man function.
angry birds.
They are Angry Birds.
Very
Because
first time I heard
why
somebody
I've
call
chosen
angry birds.
why I've chosen to call them Angry Birds is because of the fact that there are many women who are independent who have not chosen to wave it as a banner. You understand? So respect the independent women.
Right.
But these Angry Birds
A different
were
thing.
projecting, because what they're doing, the people who's selling something. You understand?
Yeah, make it as most attractive as possible.
They ain't telling. My problem with the Angry Birds is, well, let me say Shaliza with the kitchen. She's not telling the girls how hard life is.
Yes.
She ain't telling the girls the amount of times she feel like losing it. She's not working with them. She's coming, talking a whole heap of bullshit to the masses, and it ain't got no, is a header.
In that context.
There's no context to it. There's no guidance.
No, but I'm glad you made a point to just when you said, we're not talking about independent women. we all have respect
No,
for
bro.
those women.
Here,
But
genuinely
specific
independent
ones
women.
are always lashing out.
Genuinely independent women, and my argument is, and I continue to say, there are more women made independent as a direct impact or result of a man's impact in her life than women who have made themselves independent. This is statistic. This is a matter of fact. You understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah, that has to be something, you know, that their mind to make them.
No.
To do
It's
this.
a
Can't wake
dysfunction.
up one day and just
Right?
say, hell with men.
It's a dysfunction.
No.
It's a dysfunction.
Let me go it over again. There are more women made independent as a direct result of a man's input than women are independent by themselves, the angry birds them. You understand what I'm telling you?
Yeah, got you.
Because if you here, they got some broads, screw everybody in the city. Then go marry a man who can get him a house and get him a car and can't tell them a fucking thing. You hear what I tell you? They go to the salon, got a maid taking care of it. I don't see how much and she holler, I'm an independent lady. You understand? She just keeps your fucking mouth shut. You understand? She knows to suck a good cock.
I read the benefits.
That's one of the funny things. And reap the benefits. You understand? I'm telling you. And driving around Lexus, living the life, going out with your friends, all the bills paid, nails done. You understand? Nobody beating she, and I'm telling you, 75% of the men in control of them women, damn women pulling the heartstrings. Them man don't like me. I went out to dinner a time with a girl, and she got most of she cleavage outside. So I go sit down, drink a water, and I get up and come home and sleep. And she called and said, "Where are you?" I said, "Why are you home sleeping?" She's like, "Tat, we at the dinner." I said, "No, you there with the fucking whole restaurant to dinner." You understand? You in the restaurant at the dinner. You will come for dinner with me. You understand? Her demeanor changed.
Dressed
Now,
appropriately
one of
next
the
time.
things men are not doing is standing up and being direct. If you love a woman,
Boy, I like breasts, you know. So I like, oh, come and show me. No,
Yeah, but the point
but
I'm
again-
trying to make is that if you're in a relationship with a woman,
after that,
what's
after that-
what's after that?
what is next?
well,
You understand?
It's all obvious.
Hear what I'm saying. No. You gotta remember. You gotta remember,
Yeah,
you
for
never a
numbers.
fucking war part.
Either put numbers.
We're talking about serious relationships,
Yeah.
long-term relationships. You understand?
Now it's a different part for me, you know. I mean, don't let me get it right.
I've been
No.
I've been seeing the brothers
I understand.
posting a lot of different
and
things.
that is why we're sharing our differences here, our experience. I am today far away in a much better place than I was even 4 years ago. You understand? I have experienced so much change in my life in the last year. You understand? I'm not easy to be angered. How I look at relationships and what I plan to do and how I want to do it. You understand? Not to say I am not susceptible to my feelings. I am more in control. And I told Coelia there, I said, I have attained equilibrium. It's a balance where I am the man. I have attained that position. I no longer seek respect, I demand it. You understand?
I have a right to
Because
demand.
I project myself in a certain manner.
Psychology. Psychology talks about the
If I
id,
take a
the
girl
id
out to
ego
dinner,
and the super ego. So
I
yeah,
will let her know. You know, she take out your picture, she post it. Sure. But I will let her know, you see, you're here with me, not your phone. If you're going to keep running on your phone for message and message, there will be no second date with you and me. You're here, you're going to show respect for me. We put away the phones and we are here. Let both of us
You
be
fucking
here.
story
but I think what
storyline.
critics really
Like
trying
what?
to zone in is basically when you have achieved that state, even if this individual is on the phone, they don't bother you none. You're just you. And if it's not about you and what you got going on.
When I say a story, like not the story in per se the story. I mean, me going out, you ever tell you? I go see something wrong when you cry, you don't fucking sleeping. I got time to tell you ain't getting a second date. You will know. This fucking train just left. It's where you hear choo choo. And I miss him, then you realize this fucking man gone.
I tend to want to talk to them and I can tell it something. If you can't be here.
You're a fucking counselor. You're a counselor.
For me, like,
how want to go on?
You want pussy stuff.
Like I said, when I date, like, for me, right? When I date and that kind of stuff, I got a more intentional approach towards the whole dating. You understand? I don't mass more like this one.
No, you things finished.
Because like I made a point earlier, when I hear you talk, right? From a psychological perspective, you talk about were you more focusing on you and your super ego opposed to your ego or your id. You understand? And the id is the basic, we just slave to your basal needs. And this ego is the balance between the two. Right? But when you're super ego, you're more focused on your values, your morals, your things you need to accomplish, and all the things that make you achieve the level of equilibrium and this state of just being. Where nothing affects you to the level that it sets your tranquility. You understand? And as men, the more men and get a platform like this, create this space where we be communicative about these things. Because when you experience another man experience, why I experience another man, we'll see an experience, another man experience. The space is not that you write, I write. It's just interaction of different opinions. And we'll be synthesizing something in this space. And a man might tune in and listen. I'm not a clown of the fucking cell phone, but there is something in the sauce there. If you could pick, if you're a right thinking person, if you plug in and pick out what you gotta get.
Are you still looking at videos, Sian?
No. I actually stopped.
You come off of it?
I come off a few months now,
and have you noticed transformation in your life?
Difference.
Yeah.
With the videos?
Yeah.
Because I used to. Now I have. I'm dieting.
Right.
Not much exercise.
I've seen it.
Right. So I've lost 78 pounds in 6 months, and I'm going through the process. And fasting, huge for me. Fasting has worked miracles for me.
Right.
But because of ketosis and something called autophagy, it allows a mental clarity.
Right.
So, for instance, I used to masturbate 3-4 times a day normally. So I go in the toilet, watch a video.
And this was up to how long ago by chance?
I like the story why I didn't
8 months ago.
No, I just want to
let me get this focus here. The maga top you want to tell us.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's
man probably 3 times a day and you look like a big man
blind.
That's not the part story, focus it. Continue.
Right?
I feel like this man got a healthy life.
So
more healthy more than I think.
Yeah. So when I came off of the videos, well, the diet helped in that. Because sugar is a killer. The most addictive thing in the world is sugar.
Yeah.
Right?
When you put sugar, you start releasing dopamine in your brain.
So being off of sugar has helped me to attain a certain level of balance in my life, physically, right? And even mentally. So after I stop watching these videos, the only time I used to get urges. So for instance, I don't get no urges. I don't get any, and this was brought to my attention. Somebody said, talk to the doctor and check, see if you got problems. Because I was having problems at a time, maybe about a year ago. This was brought to my attention. And I sit down and I thought about it. I ain't got no physical problem, right? It might be something within. So after I start cleansing myself and start looking at my diet and eating healthy and all these kind of things, stop watching the videos.
Well, if you masturbate 3 times a day, you definitely got nothing physical wrong with you.
Right?
So
the videos take away from when you have the opportunity now to have sex with a woman, to have genuine intercourse. Because the videos
fantasy.
are like you're doing well because you going in the Harlem Wild experience. And they ain't got no fucking daddy house video.
Hey.
They ain't got no normal video. The videos is extreme. And it's a little way away from reality.
It's a fantasy.
So when you trying to set up these fantasies now, right? You can't relive them because you know what a girl, she look like who you see in the video and all kind of thing. You understand?
Not real.
Because I like me videos them Guyanese, Trinidadian, Jamaican. I patriotic like them. You understand?
Homegrown.
I looking for new guy. They ain't got no fucking Guyanese videos. I said, man, I gotta start making some of these videos.
My videos was Spanish girl.
We need to make some of these videos. You understand? You got a local banner. I watching a banner and I saying banner. Like for instance, you know, maybe now I could carry it for
Only
an hour and a half. You understand? Your ease press.
Hey.
I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, but I'm telling you, when I look at videos, most men, it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and how are relationships working?
But the thing about the porn and all that kind of thing when you bring into the equation, so what it does, you just look at someone as an object, and this now what sex should be about. And like, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're going to bed with especially as a big person.
I agree with you.
As a mature person.
Woman is not an object.
When you're going to bed with a woman, you're going to bed with the woman. You understand? So for me, if you're going to bed with a woman and you want to pleasure this woman, you can't see her as an object. That's just a person. You understand? And this didn't get your actual response. Like, you're dealing with a woman.
Take away from that intimacy.
Right. That's the point I want to make. When you're dealing with a woman and you connecting with this woman, how she move, how she respond to a kiss, how she respond to a touch, you zero in on the right there, you can do it again.
Yeah, but I find that comes in now where into it as a relationship. Because you're trying to learn your woman.
As a man.
So it's your duty.
Right.
See, and this is to you. As a man, with over 100 pieces of fucking sex toys, how long do you go for?
On average, a session would be about 40 to 45 minutes. But before preliminarily, we say romance and everything, I'll be an hour and 10 minutes.
And there's a concerted effort.
Yeah, but
it doesn't come naturally.
Yeah, that's normal.
Is that linear? We can't look at sex as linear though.
No, but here's what. We gotta put a little bit something to it.
A little bit foreplay and all. Look. But what's I look at linear?
Mental health and fitness.
There
are times when I use sex as a cardio, just for the fun of it. So I will use it as a stamina, build up my stamina.
You want to run like me?
Yeah, I was sweating out during sex. Just use sex as the fun of exercising. So
do you think except for, and if obviously in the past you said no, it's not so, but obviously in the past you were trying to fill some kind of a void. Do you think the women that you slept with got a sense? I know they were fucked. If you're fucking for 45 minutes, you're well fucked.
Yeah.
But do you think they got a sense of gratification? Do you think they were satisfied? Not fuck, you fuck them. 45 minutes is fuck, you get a good fuck.
Yeah.
You understand? And a lot of them might not have experienced that in their whole life. Do you think they were satisfied? Did you get that kind of... Because here I tell you.
Well, here's what. Remember, I was running on a lot of angle, right?
You focus
so
on that.
I actually never cared much. I just about you come, you show up.
Is it?
We fuck till nobody can walk no more, and story done. You go your way, I go my way. That's it.
Okay, you can connect it.
Most times I wouldn't even ask your name. I don't even want to know your name.
So I can make the point what I make here is about...
It's about getting the message.
What if, as men, again, we talk about masculine and this kind of stuff, what is some value of your actions? Your aggregate of your action. You understand? And anything you do, and I found equilibrium that way. You understand? If we do these little tiny things repeatedly, what is the aggregate at the end of a month, the end of a 3 month, wherever length of period you want to put it at? But if I can't have an aggregate, a positive aggregate of me actions over a certain period of time, I start evaluating why continue to do it. You understand? And I think there's a good approach to have in every aspect of your life. You run a business, you run it one way, and you're doing it one way, and you're realizing getting the results that you would like. Means you gotta start thinking about how to change things to get the desired result. You understand? and communicate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times as men, and I got fortunate. I got a group of friends that you could talk to. You understand? Men are not as communicative as we need to be around serious issues.
We should be. The thing is about real men getting the message out. These conversations are now going to go into the barbershop. You understand? We're gonna. The conversation is going to be all about the place. This is the first time for this in Guyana. Guyana's never experienced anything like this, and fortunately, we are, in the true sense, the predators of this country. You understand? You got some banner, you sit down and talk to them, and they would like to know. People just come and ask me for advice, and I'm thinking in my mind, I never had that body for ask for advice. I had to figure out myself. I used to wonder what guys used to be talking with women as a young man coming in. I want to know how you get a woman. You understand? I never had anybody to teach me. So I just get straight to the point. I said, baby, you look good, you understand? And I want to forget to know you.
Best approach.
Right away, get straight to the point.
Organic
Yes,
approach.
Like I broke out. I mean, you know, a girl broke me out.
You were sexually molested. We can come up to you. Loved you. You were sexually molested. You don't know.
I didn't even know what was
You didn't
spawning.
know.
First time.
I can remember when I learned for pump,
I see this thing, white thing I wanted was this white thing because I know it's supposed to be a black tadpole, right? You see photos like a tadpole. So
He barely even developed yet. He was sexually molested, but it's okay.
Yeah, no.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, no.
This is my kid. We can let it out.
let it out. Let it out.
But I like it. I had no confidence, you know.
But that's where the conversation needs to be. And moreover, we need to let men know what it means to be a man. So although we're having all these discussions, in no way, shape, or form, a woman should be disrespected.
Correct.
Definitely.
In no way, shape, or form, a woman should be abused. Anything, the freakiest thing, the craziest thing that you're going to do with a woman, it has to be consensual. What does consent mean? You could still meet men on the road that don't have a fucking clue what consent means.
Yeah.
And this is crazy.
At the bully shit.
The level, yeah.
At the bullshit.
A man say, listen to me.
Terrible.
If I am in an act and a woman expresses any displeasure, I say, you want me to stop, baby? But a lot of times, it's not stop that they like enjoying, right? So I say, hey,
They're gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know.
just for make sure, I say, man, don't try to bear up for me. Tap out.
Hey.
No,
You got tap out.
we just very establish
Well, they will kettle
a safety ward. Safety ward.
No.
High volume safety ward. You gotta get up. It's doing 100 fucking pieces of sexual time.
Yeah, you got you need that. Yeah.
You know,
You got regular
them
sex.
girls might start choking on a ball or something.
Exactly. So you got too much high value. You got 2 banks to get this. You got your job, but you win. No.
I like a warrior, you know.
You got your job, but you win. No.
I think girls are ready.
Hey,
Alright.
you gotta get body. You gotta get body. Them ghetto body, right? We gotta go Jamaica.
Give me the right one, by.
Ghetto Jamaica.
the
No,
right
well,
one.
they happen. I mean, like I said, now I am a whole different person.
Have you ever? But them experiences, women and you and women, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of women. Have you ever had experience with 2 women or
Yeah.
you and another guy and more women?
I have never done the whole having a guy there. Definitely more women, yes. You know, 2 is like a normal something. Sometimes a girl's friend, your friend would like me to, and they would say, hey. I mean, I even had a thing with I'd make a joke a time talking about when you had the Raja Khan video came out. And then, women were right there on my wall talking and say, hey, make me friend thing. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Just hit me up privately and then we talk.
They just line up and he's knocking down. He got it good.
It was, yeah.
Well, hey.
Fucking bowling ball, right?
It was
So it was just, it was just a normal thing. Even a girl would mention a friend, I say I got a friend like you. I'd say, you could bring your friend if you want next time, not a problem.
Let me ask you a question, Lucia.
I was open to anything, but
A real talk.
not another man.
When you was going through any of these kind of things, right? At
Uh-huh.
any point, you feel as though this woman was using you?
I didn't care. I actually didn't like it. Yeah.
No, not like
Yeah,
it's a different
yes.
thing. But you ever felt that these women
Yes, using
they don't really care about who see her?
100%.
We found
There were
out.
times that I would sit down and even want to cry out. And I feel like I would teardrop coming down my eye that this is what I'm
Because
for.
this abuse. You
know?
describe it as abuse.
No, I tell you, but like I said, I just did not care because I run upon this fort and whoever got for fun.
There's a problem. We gotta start correcting certain narratives.
Men have to be able
Correct the narrative. This
like
not
we
healthy.
gotta this discussion and we gotta figure out if we're gonna put numbers there, if we're gonna form a men group, maybe seminars, go across the country talking to men and so on, because this is gonna start something where men are gonna come out now and they're gonna want somebody to advise them. No, I got some people that reach out and stuff, but I mean men who generally need help. Somebody just fucking miserable.
Hey.
Somebody is just fucking paku.
They probably-
You understand?
they probably
and they
them.
want to bring in the fucking problem to you every day. Because me ain't got time. People looking for people to confide in. We ain't talking about people for confide. We talking about people addressing your shit and telling us, as a man, this is what it means to be a man. This is how you deal with things. This is how you deal with your woman. Mutual respect, bam, bam, bam. And you enact these things. A man used to come to me, a little by the work site, and he just come. You ready for roll?
Yeah, I don't got it. Next time, definitely.
No problem, no
Like I said,
problem.
It's just that, unfortunately, we had a little miscommunication today.
No
Yeah.
problem, no
And I
problem.
just hurry and left out.
Whoever will tell you we're going on and we get set the thing.
Yeah.
Next time, once we set, I will
Right.
be available.
Yeah. Thing what?
So we don't do 2 hours. Safe, buddy.
Enough material.
Hey,
Yeah,
cool.
fellas.
Enough content.
Take care.
Yeah, this is the thing, you gotta create the space for people feel like they could come and,
Because
talk.
you would have to have individuals like ourselves, and it's different extremes, right? I've been married. You've been married.
Right.
We all been married and
Right.
separated, and then I got guys who in relationship things are not working out. We can advise. We can got girls on the program. You understand? Who
Perspective.
want to share their perspective
Right.
and really start a discussion. But I think moreover, in helping men, we need to educate men also how better to treat women.
But first, they gotta learn how to better treat themselves. Can we get a certain band out there? Them men even love themselves. If I can't love me, buddy, me, how you expect support for love? Somebody else. It can't.
Yeah, if you don't got the balance, if you don't reach the balance,
You don't have it, and I think women got a role to play in this aspect of it, where women, because of social media and all that kind of stuff, have become way more transactional. Everything if a man in, where you got for me?
sad.
It stink. You understand? Because I can't have a conversation with you if we bread and up. It creates a dynamic where everything is more.
Because I remember when it used to
transactional.
be, we link and we build
learn
together.
Right.
You understand? They
Not
fucking
that-
people ain't
yeah.
got no time
The
with them.
problem from my friend Marcus talk about this all the time. We have all the bad women. Well, what's a bad? I mean the bad thing them who vying for 20% of the men. And let's be honest. It's only about 20% of the men have the particular financial capability to furnish you a certain lifestyle you think you deserve it. So you got these women all them vying for these
And-
20% of men.
And if they understand the
Man, I got time
integral
with them.
role they play in a man's life,
Yeah.
if they do their thing right, they could really motivate a man to go there and get it.
I see.
Really motivate.
And
And
when
they
they
don't
get it, it's
they
you.
don't realize.
You understand?
They don't
But again-
realize they possess the control, the nurturing effect
exactly.
to really
Listen, the woman-
kickstart a man's life.
The woman I interested in now, I dealing with now, has that capacity. She has that ability to. I feel like I could go there and conquer. You understand? Because she just has that quality innately in her. I mean, you have to bring it out or whatever. She just possesses that. You understand? And then I'd feel better. You understand? Knowing that I could move and being gotta worry about them kind of things. Cause trust is the interesting thing. You know, trust for me, I don't care. I gotta trust you. I can't trust a woman. I can't be with you.
Well, I
Kill me, kill
got a
like
serious
you.
problem with that. It creates a level of discomfort. And what happens is I in committing, what I've done as a man, and I realize when you commit, whatever you say you do.
All right.
Right?
Correct.
So it's not optional to my feelings. Because I could be very emotional and my life might be up and down. My life might be a roller coaster. I might be having bad days.
Right.
But whatever you commit to, you stick to that. So at times we might lose interest. You understand? But nonetheless,
It's normal though.
yeah.
You gotta know, reorient and say, well, good, this is what's going on. You gotta assess. You always gotta be checking the temperature. You understand? And this we don't do a lot of the times because a simple thing like sitting, and you said you experience this, watch one of your lives at the time. We could just sit with yourself as a man and just think with your thoughts. But your life so busy, you got so much shit going on. You can't just sit and be with yourself and understand yourself. A lot of men don't have the luxury of this. Or a lot of men don't think that they need to stop
You
and
need
just
to.
sit down and
You
be
need
alone with your thoughts.
The funny thing is, we can be very barbaric and like a bulldozer just coming through. A lot of times when I'm sitting and I'm thinking, I'm accepting that I've made certain mistakes, that I'm wrong here. I don't accept it publicly, but you'll never see that action in me again. You'll see a drastic change in my life.
Accountability.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'm there and I'm thinking, you can't continue like this. How is this gonna work? How long is this gonna last? Where is this gonna take you? What do you want in your life?
Right.
You know? Decision making, a lot of times I see men are leading women on or being led by women. So they want to act manly and they allow women because they want sex, like Sian was saying. He'd do anything and fall with anything. Yes, sir. In my case, I'm looking at you and I'm
Stripping
thinking,
down accountability for the
like
actions.
a woman comes and says, "Tanta big woman there." The first thing she tell me, but you know, she don't even got people around she because she got everything she don't need. So I want to know how we reach in this conversation because I sit down by myself. I want to know what you're trying to say. Yeah, so I watch it from head to toe. And my plan was to tell her, you want to fuck and then we see if we like one another because I don't know the fuck we talking about.
Hey, why do you lean with her?
Why we talk? Yes, I thought it was a fan just come over and thing. So I realized, I said, this hustle, I get in hustling. And she don't realize I don't care.
About that.
Yes, and I'm at a whole different level.
Right.
I'm in, mostly committed. Yes, and me and there, and the relationship has gone now to the back burner for me. Right? Because you're there in. Normally, you're looking. But me looking like there, I know right there.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come to you.
I looking for do different things in me life now. Because one of the things is you see in Bano 55 and studying. You believe I could have 55 and got any fucking little child running around me? What kind of stunt is that? You understand? You there studying girl, don't know Bano.
Hey.
But I there fortunate actually you 43 and 43 years of age.
Right.
And I'm thinking, you too fucking old for this kind of shit.
The behavior.
Yes, sir.
But at that point, at that stage in your life, you're supposed to again achieve a level of equilibrium, level of status that certain you can't get certain energy around you. Period. You can't get a woman around that loose. You can't get a woman around you can't trust. A woman that don't respect you. Some kind of things that makes sense.